David Hughes joins us now. He's the director of USAID's Innovation Lab on current and emerging threats to crops. Really appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us. Now, tell us more about the significance of World Food Day. Of course, it comes at a time when there is a global food crisis. What does a day like this mean?
Well, the intention is to draw a spotlight to what's currently going on and to rally actors across the whole space so that we can work collectively on these major challenges. So the whole point of it is to bring people's attention to the crisis we face currently and the crises which are forthcoming.
Now, the pandemic, of course, international situations, particularly like the conflict in Ukraine and extreme weather events like the floods in Pakistan, have been very threatening to the world's food security. Tell us more specifically about how the current global order is creating food shortages.
Yeah, we've never seen crises like the ones we currently have, where we have the effect of war in Europe and the escalating fertilizer prices, or the increasing volatility because of climate change. And we're seeing developmental gains over the last 5 years being lost. And we're seeing, for the 5th year in a row, increasing food insecurity. And so this is only, unfortunately, going to get worse. We don't have the capabilities in order to grow food in the right places at the right time, particularly when our attention is divided with the war in Russia. So the effort internationally has to be on building local capacity. So in your report, you were talking about Uganda. So one of the efforts of our Innovation Lab on current and emerging threats to crops is to increase the capacity for our smallholder farmers to make local decisions with the support of local youth. So one of the things that we're betting on are these dream team, which are locally employed people from the communities, enabled by smartphone technology connected to a global cloud system where they can get real-time advice from the global community of experts. But certainly the case is we have a lot of intersections of crisis, and we have to figure out how to grow food under what are very challenging times.
So when you describe how the situation is getting worse, can you give us some examples of how this is playing out? What kind of examples of suffering is going on in various countries?
Sure. Kenya just went through the worst drought in 72 years, which greatly impacted the long rains. The broader Horn of Africa is going through the worst drought in 40 years. We now have 5 consecutive back-to-back droughts. That means the October, November, December rains in the Horn of Africa are below normal. And it is predicted, with a 75% prediction from FuseNet, that it's likely as we go into 2023 to have a 6th drought below normal rains. We've never had this before. So of course, this is leading to massive mortality, particularly among children in Somalia, northern Kenya, and eastern Ethiopia at the moment. The international community is not effectively responding. The United States seems to be the major donor in this space, but overall, we're not seeing a lot of donations coming in. And so people are unfortunately dying en masse today in the Horn of Africa.
And of course, grain accounts for 25% of the total daily food requirement and plays an important role in food security. The conflict in Ukraine has severely impacted global food supplies. What is the state of the Black Sea grain deal, and are shipments getting to countries most in need?
So a lot of the good efforts by Secretary General Antonio Guterres have been putting in place exports, but even now we're also hearing that a lot of these exports are not getting out, or they're going in the wrong direction, and they're certainly not reaching the target communities. Food prices are coming down slightly, but the real concern is fertilizer prices, which are causing a tripling or quadrupling of the input costs for farmers. And one of the big concerns, as the World Food Program Chief David Beasley talks about, is the fact that in 2023 we may run out of food globally to serve the many hungry mouths. At the moment, we have enough food for all the people in the world. We don't distribute it evenly, but in 2023 we may run out of it. So these are the major concerns which we're facing as we're already moving into 2023 with the unexpected extremes of climate change. 2022 and 2021 were way beyond our expectations. So certainly the situation is catastrophically bad, and we need to have new and different ways of thinking and acting in order to help farmers cope with this.
Well, hopefully today shed some light on those concerns. Really appreciate your time, David. Thank you. David Hughes there, USAID's Innovation Lab on current emerging threats to crops.